Hello, welcome back to another video with Miss Groovy. Today I'm going to be talking about two ways that I have taught your children to multiply, and of course there's many more, but the two ways I'm going to show you today is using the area model and what I rewrote it as the standard algorithm. And the standard algorithm is probably already what you've learned. So what we do with the standard algorithm is we start with our ones. We do 5 times 6. Our area model will have something similar. We first will break it up into its place values, just as we do here. We do 1 times 1, or 1s times 10s, or 1s times hundreds. So that means we do our 1s and 10s, and then our 1s and hundreds, just like how we do here. We have 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 6 1s. Here we also have 15, which has 1 10 and 5 1s. So, just as we do 5 times 6, we also do 5 times 6. Just as we do 5 times 110, we also do 5 times our 110. And then, of course, 5 times 200s, 5 times our 200s. So our area model looks something like this. First, we need to write our expanded form of 216. So we have the length of 200, the length of 10, and the length of 6. That's my 200, 10, and 6. Now I have a width of 5 and a width of 10. That's why I wrote 10 and 5. Then we split up our boxes because we are going to find the area of this total box. Area is length times width. And that's exactly what we're going to find. We're going to find the area of this box, the area of this box, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then add them all up to find the total area. So let's get started. Our first length is 200. That means this length of this box is 200. Now, we also have this length, but they're a part of the same box. So that means the lengths have to be what? They have to be equal. So that means this length's 200, so this length has to be 200. It's the same for our others. If this length is 10, that means this length is what? 10. This length is 6, then this one also has to be 6. And now we get to our width. This has a width of 10. Just like for our area model, we have our length times our width. 200 times 10. Now we have our length, which is 10, times our width, which is 10. Now we have our length of 6 and our width of 10. So because this width is 10, that also means these widths have to be 10. Same with this width. This width is 5. So all of these widths have to be 5 because they're all equal. And this is where we can connect our standard algorithm with the area model. Right? Let's get started. We always start with our ones place with the standard algorithm. We do 5 times 6. Do you see 5 times 6 in our area model? It's right here. 5 times 6. So first we're going to do our 5 times 6, which is 30. What's wrong with putting down our 30 is that this has 3 10s. And this 110 is a 10, so why don't we just combine them? We will regroup our 3 10s into the tens placed value and keep our 0 1s. Now we have 5 times 1, or 5 times 110. Where do we see our 5 times 110? Oh, right here. 5 times 110. Now, we know 5 times 110 is 50, right? So that would be in our tens place value, but we're already in the tens place value. So we're going to have to regroup those 5 tens into hundreds because it's 10 times greater. So we have 5 times 1, which is 5, plus the 3 tens, which is 8. Now I have 5 times 2, or 5 times 200. Where do you see 5 times 200? Yep, right here. So when we do our ones times our 216, it's just like finding the area of this total box. So we're halfway there. 5 times 2 is 10. Regroup that 1,000. Oh, but I have no thousands to multiply. So I need to just put my 1,000. I am done with this 5 ones. I'm all done with it. So that means I am done with these 5 ones. What am I left with to multiply? I'm left with a 10 to multiply. I'm going to rewrite my 216 so we don't get confused. I have my 110 left to multiply. So since I'm starting with the tens, I need to make sure my other partial product starts in the tens. So I'm done with these 5 ones, and I need to start in my tens. That's why we put our 0. And now we can finish the rest of our equation. Now we can do 110 times 6 ones. Do you see 110 times 6 ones? Right here. 1 times 6 is 6. And isn't 6 times 10 also 6 tens? 60? That's why this way works, because we separated our place values. All right, next we have 1 times 1, or 110 times 110. You see 110 times 110? Right here. 110 times 110 is 100, or 1 times 1 is 1. Isn't that 1 in our hundreds place? So it works. Now we need to do our 1 times 2. Or our 110 times our 200s. Do you see 110 times 200s? Yep, right here. So now we get to just do our 1 times our 2. 1 times 2 is 2. And isn't 10 times 200 also 2,000? That's where I get my 2,000s from. Now we found the area of this box. What that means is that if I found the area of this box, and I found the area of this box, can't I find the total area of all of it combined? How am I going to combine these two partial products, or these two areas? We're going to add them. We're just going to bring them together. So we have 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 8 is 14. Write your 4. Oh, but we need to regroup our 1. Now we have 1 plus 0 plus 1, which is 2. And 2 plus 1, which is 3. Now I guarantee you, if you add up our 6 times 5, or 10 times 5, 200 times 5, 6 times 10, 10 times 10, and 200 times 10, we would also get 3,240. These are the 2 ways we've taught your child to multiply in class. In case you have any other strategies, you can absolutely teach that to your child. But this is using the area model. And this is using the standard algorithm. You can always look more up on Google or YouTube in case this video did not make sense. And of course, if you need any help, you can absolutely Class Dojo me. All right, thank you for joining me for multiplication. Our next video will be on division.